Hello, everybody. This is Appa Brian with Appa Baseball Classics, ready to start round two of the all-time greats tournament we have today. A catcher named Johnny Kling of the 1906 Chicago Cubs, who was raised in Kansas City. I'm standing here in front of the Dixon Hotel. And this hotel was owned by Johnny Kling. Johnny Kling was not only a good baseball player, he was a catcher of the 06 Cubs. He was a rookie in 1900, got 3 hits his first game, had 12 consecutive hits in a span of 3 games in 1902. But he had a lot of contract disputes with the Chicago Cubs, and the fact that he could play billiards at a world-class level was his leverage. He held out in 1906 and threatened to quit baseball if he didn't get a pay raise. He didn't actually quit baseball, and he didn't get a pay raise. But by 1909, he did leave baseball and make time to do a few things. He had a billiard room on the second floor of the Dixon Hotel, and in 1909, he won the World's Championship of Billiards. He parlayed his ability to he made twice as much money playing pool than he did baseball. He eventually bought the Dixon Hotel, one of the largest hotels in Kansas City. It was the 12th in Baltimore. There was a district of 5 historical hotels declared a historical hotel district in the 1970s. The Dixon Hotel was one of them. Phillips Hotel, which Lori and I have stayed in before, is another one. And it's also very close to where the Phillips Hotel is, but this is at 12th in Baltimore. He was eventually a fairly wealthy man. He bought the Kansas City Blues minor league team and used his ownership there to integrate baseball in Kansas City, as far as not as players, but as far as the fans. He allowed black and white fans to attend the Blues games together at the Blues Stadium, starting in 1937. Johnny Kling is buried at 105th and Holmes at Mount Moriah Cemetery. I don't know exactly where the grave is, but he was a great catcher and a great citizen in Kansas City. There were 2 billiard rooms in the Dixon Hotel. His nephew, who also later became a World Championship billiard player under his tutelage, had a billiard room in the Dixon Hotel. Johnny Kling's was on the 2nd floor, and his nephew was on the 3rd floor. Eventually, those billiard rooms were made into hotel rooms, and the billiard rooms were moved to the basement of the Dixon Hotel. Johnny Kling was known as Noisy Johnny because he, as a psychological tactic, talked to the batters a lot. He was very good at throwing out base runners, and he helped the Chicago Cubs to 4 National League pennants, 1906, 7, 8, and 1910. They lost by 6 games to the Pirates in 1909, the year he set out.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I ever get back, for it's root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame, for it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
Hello, everybody. This is Appa Brian with Appa Baseball Classics, and we are ready for a start of the round 2 of the all-time greats tournament. This series is the 1906 Chicago Cubs. Today they are hosting the 1917 Chicago White Sox. The White Sox are hoping to unseat the Cubs again, like they did in the 06 series, denying them the World's Championship, denying a team that won 116 games the World's Championship. We have had the starting lineups. Jack Taylor is the starting pitcher. He's grade A pitcher with an R modifier. We will use the Merino boards, but we still stay with the basic letter grading system for the pitchers. Use the master grades for stealing, base advance, and fielding. Eddie Collins steps in the box. Here's the pitch to Eddie Collins. 21 is a fly ball to left field, caught by Jimmy Schlegel, one away. In the first inning, here is Fred McMullen. He is playing shortstop today for the White Sox. 32 is a ball hit right to the second baseman, Johnny Evers. Throws the first, 4-3, 2 outs. And now, one of the best swings in baseball, shoeless Joe Jackson steps up to the plate. He's the man that Babe Ruth patterned his hitting style after. Here's the pitch to Joe Jackson. 43 is a roller back to the pitcher. Jack Taylor has it, throws the first. 3 up and 3 down for the Sox in the top of the first. No score, and the Cubs are coming to bat. Johnny Evers leads off for the Cubs. 6-6 roll, that's a hit column roll for Evers. Known as the Crab, 42 is a double for Johnny Evers. Chicago has a man in scoring position for Johnny Clean, 312 hitter in 1906. Played 107 games at catcher. Here's the pitch from Lefty Williams. 1-2 is a 25. And that is a, let's see, the Sox are fielding column 2. That's going to be a line drive to third base. And it's caught by Steinfeld. A quick throw to second. Catches Evers off base. It's a 5-5 double play. Here's player manager Frank Chance. 41 is a ground ball to shortstop, fielded by McMullen. The throw to first. 3 outs. Go to the top of the second, no score. All right, a very athletic Happy Felsch will lead off for the White Sox on the top of the second inning. Here's the pitch from Jack Taylor. 26 is a 27. That's going to be a ground ball to third base, fielded by Steinfeld. Throws the first, 1 out. 3 straight ground balls served out by Taylor. He was 20-12 in 1906, 1.99 earned run average. Here is Buck Weaver. 1-2. That's going to be a ground ball to second base. Johnny Evers has it, throws the first, 2 down. White Sox are fielding column 1. Or, excuse me, the Cubs are fielding column 1. White Sox are fielding column 2. Chick Gandil, first baseman, comes to bat. 25 is a 8 against an A pitcher. Is a fly ball to center field. Schulte is under it and makes the catch. It's been 6 up and 6 down for the White Sox. We go to the bottom of the second, no score. Lefty Williams completes his warm-up tosses. He'll have Harry Steinfeld, Schulte, and Chicard for the bottom of the second inning. Williams is one of the 8 that his career interrupted. It ended by Judge Landis in 1920. Here's a pitch to Steinfeld. 46 is a 27. That's a ground ball to third base. Buck Weaver has it and throws the first, 1 down. Johnny Evers led off the first for the Cubs with a double, but couldn't advance. Here is Schulte. 64 is a fly ball to left field, caught by Nemo LeBold, 2 down. Jimmy Sheckard. 1-4 is a fly ball to LeBold, and that is 6 outs for Lefty Williams. We go to the top of the third. 0-0. All right, Jack Taylor of the Chicago Cubs was a finesse pitcher. He worked the corners, changed speeds, had particularly effective mastery over shortstop Honus Wagner. Wagner would get so frustrated he would sometimes go up there left-handed against him. Here's the pitch to Nemo LeBold in the top of the third. 1-6 is a 28. That's going to be a ground ball to the shortstop, Joe Tinker, and the throw to first, 1 away. Here's the catcher, Ray Schalk. 52 of 27. That's going to be a ground ball to third base. Seinfeld makes that play. And here is Lefty Williams. '63 is a fly ball to right field. Shakar makes the catch. And Jack Taylor has retired all 9 Chicago White Sox. We go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. It is 0-0. Lefty Williams pitching to Jimmy Schlegel here in the last of the 3rd. 23 is a 33. That's going to be a Y strikeout. First strikeout of the game. Schlegel goes back to the dugout. Here is Joe Tinker. 23 is a same result. That's going to be another strikeout by Lefty Williams. That's 2 now. And now the pitcher, Jack Taylor. 52 is a ground ball to third base, taken by Buck Weaver. The throw to first, 3 outs, and that's 9 in a row, retired by Lefty Williams. We go to the top of the 4th. 0-0. All right, Hall of Fame second baseman Eddie Collins leads off the top of the 4th. 3-3 roll. That's a 7. That's going to be a base hit for Eddie Collins. First hit for the White Sox. And they have speed at first base. All right, Eddie Collins is C30 stealing. Taylor's move the first is 0, and Kling's arm is +3. So C27 would make him 11 through 53, chance to steal second base. Batter is Fred McMullen. There goes Eddie Collins. 25, he's stolen second base. And that is Eddie Collins' 4th stolen base here in the tournament. We have a runner on second. McMullen's going to square around, try to butt him over the 3rd. 36 is a 33. The throw from the catcher goes to 3rd. They get Collins at 3rd, 2-5. Fielder's choice. C24 stealing, so C21 would be his chances would be 11 through 43. Not great. Here is Joe Jackson. Buddy wants to make up for the failed sacrifice. There he goes. We'll see if he makes it. Here's the throw from Johnny Kling. 42. It's close. He hook slide. Tag is not in time. Safe at second with a stolen base. Fred McMullen's at second. Joe Jackson's got a man in scoring position. 301 hitter in 1917. 5 homers. Here's the pitch to Joe Jackson. 6'4" is a 22 that will test. That's a ball. Won't test anyone. Ball 1 pitch. 56 is a 34. That's going to be a pop out to the second baseman, Johnny Evers. 2 outs. Happy Felsch. 43 is a ground ball to first base. And chance flips to Taylor. 3-1, 3 outs. Go to the bottom of the 4th inning. White Sox nothing, Cubs nothing. Johnny Evers led off the game with a double back in the 1st inning, but then he was caught off second on the line drive hit by Johnny Kling. 53 is a 19 hit by pitch ball. Evers' ability to steal is A26. Let's see what his move to first. Williams' move to first is +2 to his favor. And the catcher Chalk doesn't have a throwing rating, but as a 9 will give him a 5. So that'd be 7 off the numbers. C18, not great. Oh, no, excuse me. C19. So his chances to be safe would be 11 through 41. What would the chances be for clean to hit into another line out double play? They're going to start the runner and sending hit and run play by the Cubs. Hit and run with a runner on first. '26 is a 27. Ground out to third base, 5-3. Evers goes to second and is safe at second. Frank Chance has got a man in scoring position. Three roll by Frank Chance. That's hit column, and that is going to be a 11. Okay, the runner scores, single, and that's an RBI single for Frank Chance. Cubs go up 1-0. The 11 is not going to be an automatic steal when we're using the master system. Let's check his rating. He is a B28, which would be B21. And that would be 11 through 43. All right, Harry Steinfeld is the batter. Here's the pitch to Steinfeld. 3-3 roll. Hit column for Steinfeld. 36 is a double. Fast runner scores. Chance, I think, is fast. Yes, he is. RBI double for Harry Steinfeld, and it's 2-0 Cubs. There's one out. He hit batter in a single and a double. 2 runs are in. Wildfire Schulte. Here's the pitch to Schulte. 44 is a 7. That's going to be a single for Schulte, sending home Steinfeld. 3-0 Chicago Cubs. Here is Jimmy Chikard. 54 is a fly ball to right field, 2 down. And Jimmy Schlegel, Lefty Williams, looking for a way out of this mess. Here's the pitch. 35 is a 14 base on balls. Joe Tinker, the 8th place batter, comes up. First and second. Here's a pitch from Williams. 46 is a swing and a miss for strike 3. But the Cubs score 3 times. We go to the top of the 5th. Chicago Cubs 3, White Sox nothing. Buck Weaver will lead off the top of the 5th for the White Sox. They're 3 runs down now. Weaver played shortstop for the Chicago White Sox all up until 1917. He switched to third. He also learned to switch hit in the major leagues after his rookie season. Here's the pitch to Buck Weaver. 43 is a ground ball back to Jack Taylor, the pitcher. Weaver is retired, 1-3. Chick Gandil. 1-6 is a 28. That's going to be a ground out to the shortstop, Joe Tinker, 6-3. Nemo LeBold, left fielder, is a ground ball right to second base, taken by Eddie Collins, or not Collins, Johnny Evers. Throw to first. 3 up and 3 down for the White Sox. We go to the bottom of the 5th. 3-0 Cubs. This pitcher Jack Taylor leads off the bottom of the 5th inning. Ground out to third base his first time up. 3-3, base hit for Jack Taylor. leadoff single. He likes steal bases. Got a C rating, 20. Be 13, which would be less than a half a chance. But apparently he did like to run. Johnny Evers comes to bat. Cubs are up by 3. Here's the pitch to Johnny Evers. 1-5 is an 11. Pitcher goes to third. It's a single. First and third Cubs, nobody out. All right, the White Sox will bring in Dave Danforth to pitch to Johnny Kling. He is known to have a shine ball, known to have taught the shine ball to Eddie Cicotti on the White Sox staff, and got a lot of criticism after 1920 when the altering baseball was outlawed from around the league. Here's a pitch to Johnny Kling. 33 is a hit, call, and roll for Johnny Kling, and that is a triple for the Cubs catcher, driving in 2 runs. Taylor scores, Evers scores, and Kling settles in the third. It is 5-0 Chicago in the 5th. Frank Chance, still nobody out. The infield is in. 1-3 is a 14. That's going to be a walk. Back to first and third. Infield is still going to play in. Harry Steinfeld's the hitter. 56 is another walk. Bases are loaded. Wildfire Schulte is the hitter. And the Cubs have a chance to blow a hole in this game. Here, here's the pitch to Schulte. 51 is at 8 against a B. That is a fly ball to center field. We'll roll the black dice to see how deep it is. And that's going to be deep. Filling column 2, so it's 53. Speed of the runner on third. Kling is 63. And the center fielder, Felsch's arm, is 34, so 29 is his chance to score. Throw will go to third, and he will score. So a sac fly. It is 6-0 Chicago. 1 down. Jimmy Chicard. 1-6 is a 28 for first and third. That's a 6-4 fielder's choice. Chance goes to third, so we got first and third with 2 outs. And Jimmy Slagle, the batter. 65 is a foul out to the catcher. That's the end of the inning. But the Cubs score 3 times. And we go to the top of the 6th inning. Chicago Cubs 6, Chicago White Sox nothing. Brett Schock will lead off for the White Sox. 32 is a ball hit right to Johnny Evers at second base, 1 down. Jack Taylor has allowed only 1 hit. Here is the pitcher, Dave Danforth. 56 is a pop up to third, or pop up to shortstop, 2 outs. Top of the order, and Eddie Collins. 52 is a ground ball to third base. Harry Steinfeld has it, throws the first, 3 outs. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Cubs are up by 6. Shortstop Joe Tinker leads off for the Cubs. 26 is a swing and a miss for strike 3. 1 away. Here's the pitcher, Jack Taylor. 34 is a fly out to center field caught by Happy Felsch. 2 down. And Johnny Evers. 62 is a ground out to the pitcher, 1-3. Go to the top of the 7th. Cubs 6, White Sox nothing. All right, Fred McMullen leads off for Chicago. 61 is a ground ball to the shortstop, Joe Tinker. 1 down. Here's shoeless Joe Jackson. Jackson is 0 for 2 today, 3 for 12 for the series. 41 for the tournament. 41 is a ground out to Tinker at short. Now Happy Felsch. That's a base hit for Happy Felsch. Buck Weaver. 55 is an 8 against an A. That is going to be a, let's see, Y. That's going to be a, he doesn't have the Y. So it's going to be a ground out to the pitcher. Goes the first for the 3rd out. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Cubs 6, White Sox 0. Johnny Clean leads off the last of the 7th. He's 3 for 10 in the series. Has a triple in this game. 21 is a fly ball to left field. Nemo LeBold is under it and makes the catch. 1 away. Here's the peerless one. Frank Chance, the player manager. 1-2 is a 25. That's going to be a ground out to second base. 4-3. Now Hab Steinfeld. And 21 is a fly to right field, caught by Joe Jackson. We go to the top of the 8th. 6-0 Cubs. Jack Taylor has been outstanding through 7. He has not walked anyone and has allowed only a single to Eddie Collins. Here's Chick Kendall leading off for the Sox in the top of the 8th inning. 52 is a ground ball hit to third base, 5-3. Doesn't strike out many. In fact, there are no strikeouts in the game today, but no walks. Here's LeBold. 34 is a fly ball to center field, caught by Wildfire Schulte. 2 down, and Ray Schock, the catcher. Grounded out twice today. 1-2 is going to be hit on the ground again, and it's a ground ball to the second baseman. 4-3. 3 outs in the 8th. We go to the bottom of the 8th. 6-0 the Cubs. Sox going to ask Danforth to try to finish this game. Wildfire Schulte steps into the box. 61 is a 40. That's a foul ball. Strike 1. Here's the wind-up and pitch from Jack Danforth from Granger, Texas. 61 is a foul ball, strike 2. Could get a strikeout the hard way here. Here's the pitch to Frank Schulte. 31 is a 8. Fly ball center field. 1 down. Jack Danforth, after he retired from baseball, became a dentist. 54 is a fly out to right field. He said he became a dentist because the only man in town in Granger, Texas that could take off during the day and play baseball was the town dentist. Here is Schlegel. 23 is a 33. That's going to be a Y. That's a strikeout. 3 up and 3 down. We go to the top of the 9th. White Sox are 6 runs down. John Eddie Murphy will pitch it for the White Sox. Here in the top of the 9th inning. 23 is a ground ball to third base, taken by Harry Steinfeld. Throw to first, 1 away. Here is Eddie Collins. Taylor has faced only 1 above the minimum. Collins got the only hit And here he gets a base on balls. Collins is at first with 1 out. And now Fred McMullen. One roll, that's a 7, and that's a single. It's not a single. It's actually a 26. So that's going to be a fielder's choice, 4-6. Collins is retired as second. That A turns it into a out, and he is still an A. Point of weakness was the 7th inning. He's only had 1 bad thing, or 2 bad things happen to him. Since then, he's still an A. So here's Joe Jackson, the last chance for the White Sox. 54 is going to be a fly ball to right field. Jimmy Chicard is tracking it and makes the catch for the 3rd out. That's the end of the ball game. A 1-hit shutout for Jack Taylor. Final score: the Chicago White Sox 6, or the Chicago Cubs 6, Chicago White Sox 0. We'll be back with a wrap-up. Okay, the Chicago White Sox scored no runs on 2 hits and no errors. The Cubs scored 6 runs on 7 hits and no errors. The winning pitcher was Jack Taylor, 9 innings pitched, no runs allowed, 2 hits and a walk. Losing pitcher was Lefty Williams, 4 innings pitched, 5 earned runs, 6 hits, 3 strikeouts, and 1 walk. The star of the game is Jack Taylor, who pitches a shutout here. Jack Taylor also went 1 for 3. He was a decent hitting pitcher. He had a .222 career batting average as a pitcher. His career ERA was 2.65. I think that's the same as what it was in 06. The notable thing about Jack Taylor is that he finished what he started. He threw 187 consecutive complete games that he started between June 1901 and August 1906. Streak was interrupted by 15 relief appearances, and actually Taylor appeared in 202 consecutive games without ever being relieved himself. So you could count on him to finish what he started. He does so here today. He's got his Cubs up 1-0 in the All-Chicago series. If they beat the Sox tomorrow, the White Sox will be out of the tournament. One thing I want to talk about, between the first round and the second round, there is actually a day off. So going into this game, the White Sox in the tournament were 2-1, so they had to go with their 4th starter. And the Cubs were 2-0, so they went with their 3rd starter. So because of the day off, we'll go back to the number 1 starters for game 2. And it'll be the top of the rotation tomorrow. Hope you enjoyed this game. Thanks for watching. Good day, and God bless.